Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Warrior Soil. So before I get into the video, I would like to say if you're new over here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion for credit cards and credit scores. The second rule is for you to always verify whatever it is that you learn, whether it's on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule to life. So getting into the video, this one is going to be one of my favorite type of videos to do. And this one is explaining a little bit of my journey of how I got approved for the Amex Gold Card. Now, as a lot of you may know, the Amex Gold Card is a food and grocery card, in my opinion, by Amex, and it's metal. It's gold. You either get gold or rose gold. I think a lot of people who know about Amex Gold, you know what the card is, but this is going to be my story about how I got approved for it. So to rewind a little bit, I started off my credit card journey at the end of 2014, early 2015. I was trying to get a vehicle. I have this story on my homepage, so you can check out my homepage if you want the full story. But I was trying to get a vehicle, and I currently had a vehicle, but the motor was bad. So I had cash to get the motor fixed, but I didn't want the motor fixed because with my job, I needed a vehicle that was a little newer, you know? So I wanted to go and get a new car. Nonetheless, I wasn't approved for the new car. I ended up having to return it. A lot happened. You could check out that story for the full details, but it really kickstarted my journey, and that was at the end of 2014. So going into 2015, I was learning everything that I could about credit cards. I learned about the Discover It secured credit card. So I ended up getting a Discover It secured credit card. I also got one through my bank. So I had two secured credit cards. I ended up graduating both of those within a year's time frame. Back then it was a little longer. It wasn't the 7 months that it is now. It was a little bit along the lines of the 10, 11, and 12 month to graduate your secured card. But I ended up graduating it. So I had my two secured cards that graduated to unsecured. And then I had those for about a good 6 months to 12 months. And then I applied for an Amex Blue Cash Everyday card. I was approved because my credit score was in a good place because I had built it up after graduating those secured cards. So once I got in with Amex, I made sure that I was maintaining my balances correctly because my credit limit wasn't that big. You figured this was my first unsecured card that I was approved for. So my credit limit wasn't big, but I figured I would still do my 10% utilization thing that I normally do, where I keep my utilization at 10% or less. So I maintained that card. I made sure that my utilization was at 10% or less. And in a 6 to 12 month time frame, I built up a rapport with Amex. Not only was I building a rapport with Amex, I was also building up my credit score because you figured I had those other two unsecured cards that used to be secured. So I was maintaining those right. I was making sure I was managing my everyday card with Amex right. And one thing that people tend to forget is the other things that are on your credit report matter as well. So I was making sure I was on time with those and making sure I cut my balances low with those accounts as well. So I was doing everything I needed to do. And Amex, of course, they were sending me promotional information regarding the Amex Platinum and the Amex Gold. I initially was going to apply for the Amex Platinum card back then, but I was like, it currently don't fit my lifestyle. I really wasn't doing a lot of traveling back then at the time. I was probably taking about 5 to 6 trips a year, but in my opinion, that wasn't enough to solidify having that card. So I said, hey, the Amex Gold, it kind of fits my lifestyle more. So I figured I'll go for the Amex Gold first, and then I'll consider getting the Platinum card. So I went and I applied for the Amex Gold card, and I was approved. And in my opinion, the reason why I was approved for the Amex Gold card was not only because my credit score was in a healthy spot, I also built up a rapport with Amex, and that's so important. A lot of you sleep on building up a rapport and how important that is. You want to go and get a credit card and you want to misuse it because you think you're getting over on the bank. You like, hey, I'm going to just run up the credit limit and just think about paying them back later on, or just pay them the minimum amount that's due and just carry over a balance and just try to just get by and do whatever I could. But you got to have the future in mind. You don't just want to have the present in mind. You also want to have the future in mind too. And when you go and you sign up for a credit card, it don't matter which bank it is. It could be Discover, it could be Capital One, it could be American Express, it could be Bank of America, it could be Citi. No matter who you decide to go and apply for a credit card and get approved for a credit card with, you want to make sure when you go and you're approved for that card, you're managing it the correct way. Because what you're doing every time you're approved for a card or a loan or a bank account or a savings account is you're basically building a rapport. Look at it as an association. I wouldn't say friendship because these banks, they're really not our friends, but look at it as a way of networking because basically that's what it is. You're building trust with them. And the more they trust you, the more they're willing to extend what they have and give to you. You treat them the right way, you pay them their money, you pay them what you spend, and they'll feel better about extending their hand and loaning you some money or increasing your credit limit or, approving you for a card that a lot of people get rejected for. And you always have to keep that in mind. And that was something that I wanted to establish early on in my credit card journey, was to learn about building a rapport and actually building a rapport. That way, whenever I do need a credit card or I do need to open up a business account or I do need to get a personal loan or whatever it may be, I know that I have that rapport built with that bank to the fact that they trust me enough to extend themselves to me and actually approve me. It's not guaranteed. These banks do not have to approve you for things. But if they trust you enough and your track record, meaning your credit report, your score, amongst other things, is correct, then they feel a lot more comfortable with approving you than they would with someone who's not managing their accounts the correct way and their credit report isn't that good. Because what a lot of people tend to do, they brag about their income. Oh, I make this amount of money, or I make this amount of money. A lot of times that doesn't matter if your credit report isn't looking good. If your credit report and your score is messed up, that bank may not trust you. And this goes for the Amexes and the Chase and banks like that. So you want to make sure that you are building up that rapport. That's what I did. That's what a lot of people who have watched me over the years do. That's one of the most important steps. And you want to make sure that you're also maintaining your other accounts. Don't just think about that bank account or that credit card that you have with that specific bank. Think about all of your other accounts, not just your credit accounts. Think about all of your accounts that's on your credit report. You can download your credit report and you can count the amount of accounts that you have on your report. Every single one of those accounts needs to be managed well. That means paying on time, not being late, not getting yourself in high levels of debt. And if you are in high levels of debt, chopping it down and paying it down. Those things are important. But I just wanted to make this video because I want everyone to know, like, you too can get approved for the Amex Gold someday if you put in the work. You have to apply what you learn. You have to set up your credit report in a way that it's hard to not approve you. And a lot of people, they don't want to do that work. They just want to go and they want to send out dispute letters and have a credit score. But you don't realize that banks, they also look at your credit report and your track record as well. So keep that in mind going forward. When you think about the cards that you do want, you have to have that rapport built with these banks. It's important. Does everyone have to do it? Because I know someone will come by here and say, hey, I didn't have a rapport and I got approved. Yeah, it's always outliers. However, if you do have a rapport built with the bank, your chances of getting approved are a lot greater than if you didn't have a rapport. And I think that's common sense. If you don't understand that, that's a problem. But that's what it is. Build a rapport with these banks, because that's what I did. And that's how I went from the gold to the platinum, the business cards, and the rest is history. But anyways, I just wanted to share that story. This is Water Your Soil. If you're new over here and you're feeling the vibe, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video because I post often. That's clicking on the like button and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, including my subscribers. be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes seconds. Hit the like button. That's your way of showing support to this video. It lets the algorithm know you support this video. It lets me know you support this video. I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by, taking out time to watch my videos, support this channel, sharing my videos, like my videos, comment, whatever you do. I appreciate it. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right? In the description box below, I always tell people, check out the description box below for extra resources from Water Your Soil. Part of the description box also showcases my book that I have. I have a book. It's been out for a while now. It's been out for years. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. The book is available. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. Most online bookstores have the book. And the book is basically about how FICO credit scoring works. Once you understand how FICO credit scoring works, you're pretty much on your way to helping yourself build, develop, and maintain a good credit score. So check the book out whenever you get a chance.